What would you do if you broke a mirror? If you sat in the 13th row? If you saw a black cat? Do you ever put a rabbit's foot in your pocket? Do you ever knock on wood when you want something to happen? And have you ever opened an umbrella indoors? These are obviously superstitions, and many people are familiar with at least some of these. It's an interesting fact that in many countries of the world, the same or variations of these superstitions exist. In this lecture, I will explain where superstitions come from. Second, some examples of the origins of superstitions. And then finally, why many people believe in superstitions. First, where do superstitions come from? So, although superstitions are irrational or supernatural beliefs, many people around the world do believe in them. Superstitions come from many places, but the most common are 1. Religion. 2. An occurrence of two events that make a coincidence. Or 3. From a sense of danger. Let me explain a little bit more with some examples. First of all, superstitions can be based on religion or old beliefs. I have 3 examples. First, the number 13 is considered unlucky in many countries in the world. This idea came from Catholicism and the belief that Jesus was with 12 other men for the Last Supper before he was killed. For many people, they consider the number 13 unlucky, and they may not even be religious or Christian, and they certainly may not know where this belief comes from. However, this superstition is so strong in some parts of the world that buildings may not have a 13th floor, and planes do not have a 13th row. Another example of superstitions with a religious origin is from a long time ago, before Christianity or other major religions, so very, very old beliefs. For instance, a long time ago, people believed that spirits lived in trees. When they wanted to call them, they would knock on the tree. And that's where the expression, knock on wood, came from. Another example of superstitions based on old beliefs came from the Romans. This was the time when the mirror was invented, and they thought it was such a weird creation. They believed that the mirror reflected our image and also our soul. Therefore, breaking a mirror would trap the soul in a different world and bring bad luck. As I mentioned before, superstitions can also be based on coincidence. For instance, a person wins a soccer game wearing a certain t-shirt, then starts to believe that this t-shirt brings luck. This person then starts wearing this t-shirt to every single soccer game. Another example of superstitions starting because of a coincidence is the number 4 in China. In China, number 4 is pronounced in a similar way to the word for death. This coincidence leaves many people to believe that the number 4 is not lucky. Superstitions can also come from a sense of danger. When a superstition comes from a sense of danger, it usually made sense when it started, but now they no longer make sense. For instance, one superstition is that we should not bring bananas onto a fishing boat. A banana peel on the floor can be very slippery and therefore dangerous and cause an accident. So that's one of the reasons that this superstition started. And it actually still kind of makes sense, right? Okay, finally, if superstitions are irrational beliefs, why do people still believe in them? Here are a few theories. The first one is that because they are passed down from generation to generation, our family tells us that the superstitions are true. But it's likely that these things will still make us uncomfortable later on in life, even if we think that it's not true or nothing bad will happen. Another reason is that superstitions might make us feel more confident. For example, the person with the t-shirt, right? If a person wears the t-shirt to all the soccer games and truly believes that they will win the games, it makes this person feel more comfortable or confident, and then they might really win the soccer game as a result. This means that superstitions can have positive benefits. Finally, another reason why many people believe in superstitions is because they are usually very simple and easy to follow. For example, knocking on wood just takes 1 second. Wearing a t-shirt, a lucky t-shirt, doesn't require much effort. So sometimes it's just easier to do the superstition than not. In conclusion, even if superstitions are irrational beliefs, they may help some people deal with difficult situations in their lives. So what do you think? Is it really bad to believe in superstitions? What do you think, and what superstitions do you believe in?